Welcome everybody. We're going to continue learning about photography and how to manipulate and distort and twist and turn images. So first things first, let's go ahead and go to exercise files, and this time it is folder EP16.4. And what I'd like for you to do is import all the images that you see here with the exception of one, and that being filters.pdf, okay? And let me show you exactly what I'm doing here. With filters.pdf, you'll notice that I have different slides. I have the filter listed on the upper left. I have the original image, and then I have on the upper right the path. So if you see filter stylized wind, that means you should go to, in Photoshop, up here, filter, okay, stylized, and then wind. As you can see, the filters are not a toolbar. It is a menu item. Alrighty, so again, that's exactly how I do it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and click on lens flare. And what I did was I also named these images based on the effect or the filter that I want you to apply. So let's go to lens flare. Okay, so filter, render, lens flare. There, okay, and if you notice, there's a little dialog box that appears, and you can select this plus sign over here or this cross sign right here, and go ahead and try to move the lens flare wherever you want. And it looks good already, actually. So I can actually make it brighter, dimmer. I can choose different type of lens. Okay, there's an evening star, I suppose. So I'm going to keep it the way it is over there, and there it is. That is a lens flare. All right, pretty cool. Let's go ahead and try wind. Here's a cheetah, which is filter stylized wind. So I'm going to go to filter, okay, stylize, and wind. And again, I get an option. Now, in this case, you'll notice that I can only see part of the image. So I'm going to keep pressing the minus key right here, or at least on the left on this drop down, I can choose like maybe 50%, actually 33%. I prefer using the minus sign over here and kind of getting a good idea of what the effect will look like once I've applied it. So I'll choose blast from the right because obviously the cheetah is going to the right. So I'm going to press OK, and look at she go. All right, the next one is a wave. Okay, so this is a water picture. Okay, so let's see if all right, so a wave, again, you can go to filter, distort wave. And by the way, feel free to experiment and explore with all the filters, okay? So even though we have wave, filter, distort, wave, okay? Again, I've got several different options here. That looks kind of messy there. I can try filter, distort, twirl, okay? And look at this. Okay, so I can actually twirl it a little bit. Okay, let's go ahead and bring this down a lot. Oops, a little too much. And twirl it, see that? Now that's a wave, okay, look at that. Wow, okay. Then finally, let's go down another one, slide number 5, which is crystallize. And we're gonna crystallize a crystal or a diamond. All right, so let's go over here. And I'm gonna go to filter, and I believe it's pixelate crystal eyes. There we go. And again, you see that there's a preview of what it'll look like with the effect. You can go more, you can go less, press OK, and you've applied it. And let's go to the next one, solarize. Filter, stylize, solarize. Let's look for this young lady. We want to go to filter, stylize, solarize. There we go. Look at that. Okay. She's auditioning for the Avatars, part 3, part 2, I don't know, whatever. All right, anyways, so there we go. Next thing is the sphere, filter, distort sphere. Let's look for it, okay. And let's go ahead and go to filter, distort. Now, keep in mind, you got spherize and sphere, okay? So I'll choose, I think it's spherize. And you notice that you kind of go up or down. Here we go. Let's go ahead and reduce so we can see. and it's kind of getting bigger and bigger. So there we see it. So let's go ahead and click OK. And if you can't see the difference, you kind of look, it looks distorted there, okay? And if you look at the before and after, the dip bowl right here is much bigger and more into the food than the original. All right, well that's sphere. Now tiles, we'll just stay on this image, or actually maybe I do have tiles. There it is right there. Okay, so filter, stylize, tiles, filter, stylize, tiles, okay? You can choose the number of tiles, okay? I just kept it the way it is, 10, good enough for me. All right, and finally there's Gaussian blur. Now this one's interesting because with Gaussian blur, and I'm wondering, look, it's already blurred. So that's what we're going for right there. So first things first is that with this image, they're done in layers. So I'm going to choose the first layer, which is called scale and rotate. Alrighty, and basically this is just a label. You see that? There's a label. So I can go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, okay, and there it goes. Okay. Now if I want to also do the can, let me go ahead and click on the can. There it is right there. And notice that Gaussian blurs is listed right underneath filter. Why is that? Because Photoshop, when it comes to filters, remembers the last filter that you applied. So let's go to filter, Gaussian blur. There it is. Alrighty, cool. Let's do tile again really quickly so I can prove my point. Okay, sharpen, let's go. Let's see, I think it was this, well, let's see, stylize tiles. So now we're gonna apply tiles. Alrighty. So why do I want to showcase that? Well, when we do unsharp mask, let's see if we can find it. There's our flower. Look at this, filter, tiles. Very last one we used. That was my whole point. All right, let's go ahead to sharpen, unsharp mask. It kind of brightens it or sharpens it, sharpens the image. Let's go to filter, sharpen, unsharp mask. Okay, and it's going to be kind of hard to tell probably from your point of view or your vantage point, but I can definitely see, and you'll probably also see in your image, the changes. So there it is right there. Hopefully it applied. Let me see, let's try again. Unsharp mask. So you have to keep on doing it and you'll eventually see it. So at any rate, you can go ahead and try this on your own on any image that you want to bring in. Go ahead and practice and see what you can come up with. Alrighty, well that's it for filters. We'll see you later.